Praise be to Jesus. Today, we are most privileged to be enriched by a person, a very loving bishop of southern part of India, and moreover, a smiling bishop, a people's bishop, and a bishop who celebrates a jubilee. This year, we have a reason to know this very bishop who celebrates his jubilee of priesthood, jubilee of his episcopal consecration, and of course, jubilee of his own life. He completes 20 years as a bishop. He completes 50 years of priesthood, and moreover, 75 years of life. A well-renowned bishop, most Reverend Dr. Alosius Paul D'Souza. Loving greetings to you, Bishop, and warm welcome to you to this interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
How do you explain about your childhood experiences, where you were born, the places, the education, the school education that you had? Can you just give us a brief introduction about your early childhood, about your parents, siblings, and so on?
I was born on the 21st of June 1941 in a village called Modanadugodu. We are 7 children to our parents. Matthias D'Souza is my father and Isabella my mother. My father at that time was educated, and he was a sacristan, he was a clerk, and he was also a teacher. And he took care of us. He was away in early years for work. My mother took care of us. I come from a family which is very close-knit, very lovable family. We were so much united as children. We would not like to be away at night, wherever we have been, but always at night we used to come home, because that was our attraction. We are 7 children. I am the 6th one, and our family, large family, the 3 of us are given to God. My early education first was in the church school, and after the elementary studies, I went for high school studies. So my high school was there in the Konkana school, Hindu school, and then I joined the seminary.
Your Excellency, since you narrated about the very close-knit family experiences that you had in your early childhood, will you just explain how you were attracted towards priesthood, how you had the inspiration from plenty of persons, many persons in and around? Will you please explain how you got attracted towards Jesus?
First of all, in my family, the faith came first, the prayers, and there was no way of giving up our prayers, our rosary. By no means I remember there was any day we had missed the rosary, family rosary. And then there are other devotions at home. During Lent, we were asked to, even when we were small, we were asked to fast.
Oh.
Fast. And they were controlling us. No eating outside now because this is Lenten time.
Lenten.
Secondly, my family was very close to the church because at that time, early, there were not many educated people, and my family was one of those. And therefore, for any work for the church, for the priest, my sisters used to be there. Maybe to write some letters, general letters, or very specially for liturgy. My family, we were blessed with the special talent for music and singing. So my family was much in demand for the liturgical singing, reading, and all that. My father was a very good musician at that time, and therefore and when I went to the seminary, I had learnt music notes already at home. My father had taught me. Therefore, so that was the reason. And then my brother was already in the seminary. Secondly, the priests had a lot of influence on us because we were around the church. Though we are quite far from the church, with these three reasons we were close to the church. And then my sister and myself joined together. My sister joined the convent. I spoke of her teacher, and I joined the seminary. So the great inspiration was my family, the priests in the parish, and the way we were brought up at home with that prayerful attitude in the seminary itself.
Do you remember any incidents or any experience you had with your own father as an inspiration, or with your mother, or with your brothers or sisters?
Now, they see, I tell you, my father, my mother, they were very prayerful people. Therefore, that kind of attitude towards prayer, towards God, the deep faith in them was something which really inspired us children to be in that attitude towards faith, towards God, and not towards religion.
So, as you were narrating about your childhood memories, you spoke about your beautiful experience with your father, and of course the time you spent in prayer in family. Do you foresee that your desire to become priest has been nourished from the very early childhood, or it just came in after a certain stage of your life, or it was a sudden decision in your life?
No, it was maybe when I was very small, that inspiration was there, looking at the priests, the way they were going about, the way they were praying and all that. I felt that I should be like them. Yes. But then it stopped for a while. Then when I had finished my studies, I was trying to see which way, which direction to go. Then the assistant parish priest, then now he is dead and gone, he called me and he spoke to me about becoming a priest, and that gave me the to decide and join the seminary. Yeah.
Loving Bishop, will you just narrate about your seminary life, how you entered into the seminary, and what is the most striking experience that you had in the seminary?
My seminary life began on the 5th of July 1958. We were 6 for Mangalore diocese, but total we were 21 from different dioceses, from Calicut 4 and from Mangalore 6. But out of 6, one discontinued or was sent away. Rest of the 5, we persevered and were ordained priest on 3rd December 1966. I must say, I found lot of love from every professor, which is very special for me in a way, because I come from a very lovable family. If I had not got that, I would have left.
Correct.
Because with that family background of lot of love in the family, I entered the seminary and I got the same thing.
I see.
See how God arranges as provident God, who saw that I get that love from each professor, which for me was a reason to continue to stay in the seminary. Nothing but the love of God made manifest, visible through the love of the professors.
I heard a few classmates of yours narrating about those memories they had. They were saying that you had helped many students in the field of academies. For example, you were good at studies, and that's why you could help other students who are not that very good at studies. Will you just explain those moments?
Yeah, that was because we had a variety of intellectually equipped companions. So sometimes I was able to help them, and with great love and friendship, because we were so close knit students all together, and that unity was so good. Therefore, we helped each other.
I see.
And also because I was in charge of the music choir, I have taught music in all 3 sections.
I see.
Juniorate, Philosophate and Theologate, because there was no good music master among the professors.
Okay.
And therefore, I was the one who had to teach to the juniors, to the philosophers, and every Thursday we had half an hour of liturgical singing practice, and I had to do that in the seminary. So, and then choir master later, that was, but then afterwards, Father Walter Albuquerque was called, and he took over. That is also, God had blessed me with that talent, so I was also a music master during my seminary days.
So you remember that you had a very good time in the seminary. As you moved forward to the theological studies and so on, nearing to the very order of priesthood, did you have any time any kind of challenges or the moments that you had to struggle with? Any experience that you remember, or everything was smooth?
No, we had struggles surely. Say, life in the seminary, you see, sometimes desperate, feeling like giving up, going, and that's why then those moments I used to go to the spiritual father, Father Victor Piovesan, who was the one who was always helping me, encouraging me to go forward.
The Italian missionary.
Yeah, he's an Italian, he was a professor, but he was more than a professor, he was a, earlier there was one Father Coelho, was our, in the juniority was our spiritual father. Then when I came to theology, I was going to Father Victor Piovesan. He was the one great support for me to give encouragement, to strengthen. Sometimes see, during that time, we were also doing lot of social work.
I see.
Father Pulikatara, who is Calicut, he was in charge of social work. We used to go, and sometimes other professors were not happy with us, used to kind of blame us and all. At that time is the one who we were desperate, and then for those moments, the encouragement was sought. And Father Piozen is the one who very much helped in those struggling moments.
So it was not an easy
no,
journey.
No, it is not. It's not. There were ups and downs
Yes,
in
ups and downs.
my life. It is not all smooth sailing.
sailing, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But then I must say, because of the good example and encouragement, always they were following us.
I see.
And that's why they knew our life and how we are, where we are lacking, and that's why they used to help us to pick up in those
They knew every
moments.
minute detail of your life.
Yes,
That's
yes,
why they
yeah.
could follow you. After your seminary formation, of course, the moment of ordination, you must be remembering with colorful experiences and so on. Will you just share your experience of that moment, the ordination?
The ordination, we were, at the time, it was, the new liturgy had not come.
Okay.
We were in the old liturgy. Liturgical reforms came later. And therefore we were ordained by late Bishop Basil, all of us, 6 of us, then Mangalore. And there was another, I remember who it is, there were 7 for ordination.
Okay.
We were ordained in the church, Jaipur Church.
Oh, in the Jaipur Church.
Jaipur Church, and it was in the morning, because there was we had to keep fasting.
I see.
Therefore, it was morning. The ordination took place, and then we went home.
Okay.
For our other celebrations, which we did first mass together we were 2 from the same parish. So together we had the first mass, and the canon was Latin.
Okay.
All that.
Okay. Where were you appointed in the first years of your...
I was appointed to Kulshekar parish as assistant.
Okay.
I was there 3 years.
I see.
Yeah. And my first appointment there was really very satisfying.
Okay.
Satisfying because I had to do lot of work, pastoral work, because my parish priest was not very healthy.
Okay.
And therefore all the work, pastoral work, was entrusted to me.
I see.
Gave me all the freedom, and therefore I did not only work of the assistant, work of the parish priest. I had to preach 4 sermons every Sunday because he had lost memory.
Okay,
So he could not. He said, I can't preach, so you have to preach.
Okay.
And two masses at least on Sundays, sick calls, everything was entrusted to me. But I was happy. I was very happy, and that was second biggest parish at that time in the diocese.
I see.
Lot of work, and people also were so lovable.
Very good.
They loved me because they found me very active.
Okay.
And for any of the works of their need, I was there.
Okay.
Therefore, they were very grateful.
Okay.
They were very lovable, loving, and supported me.
Okay. Okay.
And he would, if there was anything not up to the mark about me, if the people were to point out, he would say, no, it is me I have you cannot blame the father.
He really
Because-
supported
Oh
you.
yes, very much supported. There were 1 or 2 incidents in the parish where big problems came up. He said, no, it is not he, it's me. You have not to speak anything against him.
An ideal parish
Oh,
priest.
yeah. It was very good.
Yes, yes. After that, where were you moved?
After that, I came here to the bishop as his personal secretary. He was he picked me up from Kulcheka because he saw my work there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's the reason.
Very active young priest.
Yes,
so.
he brought me here. I was here almost 2 years as his personal secretary.
So after this appointment as a secretary to the bishop, of course you can even share your experience as secretary to the late Bishop Basil. And of course, then after, what happened after those years?
I was the secretary of as a bishop. It was nothing but what do you call it? What I enjoyed there in the parish, quite the opposite here.
Pastoral and administrative.
Yes, administrative, and Bishop Basil was very strict. He would scold me then and there, even in front of the
Everybody.
people or priests if there was something. And I had no experience of the office. There were many times the mistakes would take place. Letters that had to reach the priests, if they are not reached, and if they were to complain, the
Secretary is
the one who was to be
scapegoat.
blamed. Yes. But then he loved me very much.
Yes,
But I could not make out. But always he had a soft corner for me.
I see.
And that was a good, I think, good training for me, because always that kind of good, best and all had to go see the other side
Other
of
side
it.
too.
And it was really other side. And there were times where I have slept at 2 a.m. One day I remember it was 3 a.m. because I had to type, and the clerk did not do it. And he said, "Why did you send him? You do it," he said.
Oh my God.
And I had to send it, do it, and following day, both of us had to go to Delhi.
Oh my God.
And therefore, he said, finish first, and then. That I remember that night I went to bed at 3 a.m.
Oh.
And morning he flew, and I went by train to Delhi. That was it. It was really difficult.
Okay.
But then I think to compensate that, I think he sent me to Rome.
You were the first person from India to get into this very
yes.
position.
The reason is this. You see, it was such a difficult course.
Will you just explain about your episcopal motto?
My episcopal motto is "With the compassion of Jesus Christ," from St. Paul's letter to Philippians.